Welcome and good afternoon to the St. James Barracks for the Ascension Tournament of Trinidad and Tobago Game Week number 3. We are at the St. James Barracks, Long Circular Road, Port of Spain. I am Jassim Marie taking you through today's game exchanges between Police FC and CUNUPIA FC. And of course, alongside me, Jovan Ravello.
Yeah, Jassy, it's a really good afternoon. Good weather for top-of-the-table clash. Potential top-of-the-table clash. Police FC looking to overrun CUNUPIA to get back into the upper reaches of the Ascension League.
And in the meantime, CUNUPIA FC, they have slipped to second spot after Lahokita Rangers. They got a really handsome 11-2 win over Maruga FC on Friday night there at Phase 2 Lahokita, their home ground, really delighting the home fans on Friday evening in that one, and certainly they are looking to get back in. But first, let's take you through what transpired on Saturday at the Arima Velodrome. Real Westfort against Central FC. Real Westfort in green, of course, certainly looking for some early excitement there. Sean De Silva with Cordell Samuel. We hear a bit more about him later on, but this was De Silva again slipping it through, and it came to Karen Ballpass Cummings. A really tame effort in the end there for the Central FC goalkeeper to deal with.
Yeah, I think Westford really had the better of the early exchanges, and here you see Cummings putting it into the back of the net, but that one was offside. But they did get the breakthrough very shortly after that. De Silva passing the ball over to Rondell Gibson. Gibson slipping in to make it 1-0. There we see it again, good one-touch football from the Westfort midfielders. Two national players linking up very well to put them in the lead.
Real Westfort there, that's Gordon Pierre, their manager. He didn't look happy, but certainly he was a happy man. They were leading 1-0 and then 2-0 courtesy Cordell Samuel with that strike coming in the 57th minute. And really and truly, they should have run away with this game quite comfortably, but for Central's persistence. This one going in off the heel there, you'll see it in the replay of Ronaldo Francois. He didn't know too much about it, but it was credited as a goal to Central FC, the first in their comeback. And then the same man again, yeah, there he was right on spot to tuck away neatly with the left foot beneath the Real Westfort goalkeeper, and that made it 2-2 in the 89th minute. Central FC completing a really exciting comeback.
Yeah, really good play from them, and we see the second game here. The first goal coming from Central Soccer World, Nicholas Dillon scoring that goal to get them ahead. Good take and finish.
And certainly it does enhance his credentials as he recently made his Trinidad and Tobago debut. But they were looking for more in the second half. This one, Neil Benjamin Jr. created it and laid it on a plate. Therefore, the man Theophilus Bourne, that was in the 81st minute again. Central Soccer World, the second Central team, looking comfortable on 81 minutes with the lead in that one.
The AC Port of Spain not giving up and against the run of play, getting that good chance there, first of many chances late in the game for them, and then they got back into the scoring.
From the resulting corner, this one curled in at the far post. The goalkeeper with some protests. We're not too sure about what he would have spotted, but the referee didn't see it, and it allowed this team, AC Port of Spain, to get right back in it. This was their
Sion Thomas.
Yeah, of course the goal that clinched an equalizer, a 2-2 draw in this one, really benefiting there from the hesitancy of the Central Soccer World goalkeeper and tucking it away. And it certainly had its own effects on the standings. As mentioned, Lahokita Rangers, they are leading 7 points from 3 matches. They would have suffered a bit of a blip in their first match, a 1-1 draw. But since then, they've overtaken CUNUPIA FC, who would certainly be looking to reclaim the lead with their third match this afternoon at the St. James Barracks against Police FC.
It's not going to be a good and a friendly game for them. They're playing at the police grounds here at the Barracks, a very modern surface, one of the first surfaces that the police put down on their new reformation of their surfaces here at the Barracks.
Yeah, it certainly points to their focus on sport. The other sport that would have benefited from a relaying of the surface, so to speak, the hockey, right? So the Police FC hockey team will certainly will be looking to make things as uncomfortable for visiting teams as the Police FC football team will be looking to make it for CUNUPIA FC this afternoon, right? So we are here at the St. James Barracks getting ready for kickoff in that one. In just about 10 minutes time, we would have shown you some highlights from yesterday. We showed you the standings, but before we get into today's fixture, let's hear a little bit from each team. We spoke via Ian Wason to both teams, Police FC and CUNUPIA FC, and this is a bit of what they had to say about their prospects this afternoon at the St. James Barracks.
Kadeem, CUNUPIA winning their first 2 games in convincing fashion, and now you're coming up against a top team like Police. They're on 3 points. They of course coming off a loss. They won the win. What is the mood of CUNUPIA coming in today's game?
Well, the mood within the camp right now, you know, we're all together. There's togetherness within the camp, you know, we all for team. Obviously, together, everyone achieves more. We also want the win as well, you know, to keep that winning streak, to go ahead on 9 points ahead of Terminex and on to the next game.
Now, I see you all have the addition of Keon Daniel, an experienced former national player. Yeah. What has he brought to CUNUPIA?
Well, of course, Keon Skella Daniel, you know, he brings, of course, experience. He calms the play in the middle of the park, you know, distribute it well to the strikers and whatnot. He takes control in the middle of the park.
And what kind of game are you anticipating this evening against Police?
Today, the game will be a tough one, but once the team executes everything we practice within training, you know, defensively and of course on top, we will come out with the W.
All the best, man.
Thank you very much.
So Marcus, coming into today's game, a win on opening day, then a loss last week. What is the mood of the Police team coming into a game against the unbeaten CUNUPIA?
Well, the mood is, you know, we win. The loss against Terminex, it didn't change anything. We came back out to the training ground and we start back doing preparation for this game. So the mood hasn't changed, you know. We continue the fight because it's a long tournament. So the mood is just, you know, we come out here today to get a victory.
Any changes or any injury concerns that the Police might be having?
No, we have no changes or no injuries. We are a strong bunch of guys we have here.
Well, of course, last week Kevin Woodley scored a hat-trick. Have you singled out any players in the CUNUPIA team that you would want to keep quiet for the 3 points?
Well, honestly, the main shot is really Woodley, but our defense is one of the strongest defense that it have right now in the competition. So there's no threat to us.
All the best for the game, man.
Alright, thank you, man.
Interesting comments from either party there in the lead up to this one. It's Police FC versus CUNUPIA FC getting ready to kick off in just a couple of minutes from the St. James Barracks here. And I can tell you the atmosphere is really warming up very nicely. Of course, as Jovan would have mentioned earlier, it is a wonderful afternoon for football. The sun is out in all its glory, and certainly it's resulted in some of the fans taking shelter on the far side of the ground from our commentary position. Certainly hoping to see a good game of football. I think it's going to be a fantastic match indeed. As mentioned, these two teams grappling for upper ascendancy in the Ascension League, if I may use a bit of a pun there.
Yeah, and as we get into the teams, we have Police FC here.
Yeah, so they'll be starting like this. Kishon Hutchinson, he'll be wearing the number 5 jersey. Jabari Mitchell, former Trinidad and Tobago youth prospect. Kareem Freitas, Christian Thomas, Adrian Fonset is their captain and goalkeeper. And of course, no shortage of national team experience there. Elijah Belgrave, Kadion Gabriel, Gabriel Nanton, the former St. Mary's College standout, Joel Lewis, Cameron Purcell and Simeon Bailey completes their starting 11 this afternoon for the Police FC. And of course, they have a plethora of substitutes to go along. We'll certainly see some of them playing some part in this encounter.
Yeah, and as we look at the CUNUPIA FC team, we have John Pierre David, he's in goal for them. Kevin Woodley is the captain, he's also their top scorer with 4 goals. We have Kadeem Graham, Michael Lancico, he's been added into the team this week. Giovanni Abraham is another addition. Christian Maloney, the number 8. Keon Daniel, of course, a very exciting national footballer. A lot of people would have had them in his hearts. Had him in their hearts, sorry. Stephen Julian, number 5. Maestro Mensah, Lindell Sween. And we have Brandon Semper rounding out the 11 for CUNUPIA FC.
So certainly on either side, really strong lineups named by the respective head coaches. Richard Hood is in charge of the Police FC team, and of course his manager is Geddes Fonset, of course of relation to Adrian Fonset. That is actually his father. for the CUNUPIA FC team, their head coach is in fact Mr. Defoe, Michael Defoe, and of course his assistant, no stranger at all to football at this level, Keith Jeffries, formerly of Police FC repute, as well as San Juan Jablute. So definitely there is a bit of rivalry and some history between the teams, at least from the perspective of the respective management staff.
Yeah, a lot of these rivalries are friendly until they end up on the pitch, and so it's going to be a very exciting afternoon, I think, in this match between Police and CUNUPIA. Police with it all to do to try and get back up into the upper reaches. CUNUPIA hoping to defend their position and even go ahead and gain back the ground that they would have lost on Friday to the La Hoquita Rangers out in La Hoquita.
So it is the Ascension Tournament of Trinidad and Tobago, week number 3. This match to round off this weekend's fixtures happening at the Police Barracks along Circular Road, Port of Spain. We'll be getting ready for kickoff in just a short bit. We can tell you that the officials, they are already on spot and are doing their final checks before they bring these two teams out to the park. And certainly the surface does look conducive to some really attractive football this afternoon. The Police ground, as would have been previously mentioned, a modern type of facility and surface here that certainly these players will be excited to strut their wares on, and definitely we can look forward to you being entertained by some really top-notch stuff here at the Police Barracks.
Yeah, having played on this surface, I can tell you it's a joy to play on. It's good football, the ball bounces well on it. There are no soft spots on the pitch, it's an even surface. So I think we're going to see a very nice, quick game of football played by these two teams.
And if we look at the type of tactics that the both coaches like to employ, we're definitely going to see both teams trying to hold on to the ball and of course make the other team work to regain possession. Richard Hood, certainly no lack of experience from him on this level of the game. He's certainly had his impact on the Police FC team, as well as some of our national teams, from the ladies even to youth teams. So definitely we'll see his a team playing in his likeness in this one. And Michael Defoe on the other side for CUNUPIA FC. They would have stormed to the Super League a couple of years ago when football was actually being played before the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. And certainly another coach who likes to put the ball down and really move it around the park.
As we see the two teams coming onto the pitch right now, the Police in their light blue and blue shorts, CUNUPIA FC in the red, all red kits. Both sets of players with their game face on.
This is promising to be a really exciting clash once more here at the Police Barracks. Of course, Police being the home team, and just as we sort of see them lining up here to really get into what they have come here to do today. Business before pleasure, certainly. And we get a look at the Police FC bench of Richard Hood there. He's second from right. And another familiar face, Clayton Ince, former national team goalkeeper. He is the goalkeeping coach for the Police FC team. Interestingly, Keon Daniel would have featured in a really famous Trinidad and Tobago encounter as one of our main midfielders, just 22 years old, all the way back in 2009. Clayton Ince was the starting goalkeeper. Trinidad and Tobago took on Costa Rica in Tobago at the Dwight York Stadium. It resulted in a 3-2 defeat for Trinidad and Tobago. But I say that to say we are ready, or getting ready rather, to see the Dwight York Stadium hosting international football for the first time since that match, all the way back in 2009. Our women's soccer warriors will be taking on Guyana in a must-win, or certainly a must-draw, or must not lose, if I could put it that way, against Guyana on Tuesday evening. So Keon Daniel, just to, I guess, illustrate how much this sport that we love is often 6 degrees of separation, Jovan.
Yeah, so everything's a cycle, and as you mentioned, that Tobago game, it's only the third full international to be played at the Dwight York Stadium. So, we look forward to seeing a lot more football in Tobago, especially at the Dwight York, one of the premier venues on the sister isle. We call it the small sister isle, and we are looking forward as well to this match that is just about to kick off here at the Police Barracks ground. Between Police and CUNUPIA. Referees just checking the nets on either side. Off your camera. Both teams going through final team talks. Deep focus.
The Police FC goalkeeper Adrian Font said we certainly know a bit about him and the way he likes to conduct his business from the back of the park. Certainly very vocal when he needs to be, and definitely he'll be remonstrating once more just before kickoff to his team that this is their home game and the 3 points must not slip away from them. On the other hand, CUNUPIA FC, as we mentioned ad nauseum, looking to get 3 points themselves that will propel them back to the top of the standings.
I don't think it'll take much to motivate these players this afternoon, Jesse.
Certainly not, certainly not. It is, once again, the Ascension Tournament of Trinidad and Tobago, live from the St. James Barracks in this one. Round 3, Police FC, the home team, in their light blue and royal blue strips, taking on CUNUPIA FC in all red. Police FC with the kickoff. Elijah Belgrave will be leading the line for them. Number 10, again, a very experienced local footballer, as you can see. They just awaiting the pressure from CUNUPIA FC. A really cautious approach, so to speak, in the first opening few seconds of this one. CUNUPIA reluctant to press too high up the pitch.
Yeah, and it's wise. It's wise that they would, really be wary of them in these early stages. Both coaches would want to start very effectively early on, getting forward, looking for that early goal to try and pinch it, add some pressure to this match that is already full of pressure, full of storylines all over the pitch.
So Police FC with an early free kick here just inside the opposition territory. This one is being taken over by the right wing back, and he's looking all the way to the fast stick. And this one is coming all the way back out now. Police FC trying to get their feet on this one, but it's CUNUPIA FC with the break. Police with an early chance. The cross is blocked, however, stopped at the first man there, and of course they are looking to make the most of this along the left-hand side. A long throw-in aiming towards their big front man. It's eventually in the grasps, however, of the CUNUPIA FC goalkeeper. So really certainly testy in the opening 2 minutes of this one. And it's now time for CUNUPIA FC. That free kick there drawn by their captain and frontman Kevon Showtime Woodley. Out there from that position, all the way out left of the field, just about to the top of the 18-yard, but further left. This one will be looking to be an outswinger. The left boot of, it looks to be, if I'm not mistaken, that looks to be Raul Felix. So good delivery, and this is a touch here into the side netting. Certainly he would be looking or asking to get a second goal. That one, it's into the side netting after some indecisiveness by the Police backline to clear. Lindell Sween there with the opportunity.
Yeah, and we saw what indecision cost the teams yesterday who were in the lead. So Police will want to guard against that going forward into this match. Police just taking their time, getting their bearings after that first squeaky bum moment, as fans of the English game would call it. Just outside there, Kareem Freitas unable to control the long ball down the left side. CUNUPIA will take this through. It's Woodley getting wrapped up in a Police player sandwich. Good recovery by the number 5 for CUNUPIA, Stephen Julian, sorry. It's CUNUPIA ball. Christian Maloney will take the throw. Or is it a free kick? Taken short. Keon Daniel. Up in the area here. There's a chance. Oh. The flag was up on this near side. It's good opening play from CUNUPIA players. See that ball there from Maloney into the box. And the number 10, Michael Lancico, who's in the squad today for Trevin Caesar, just putting it off the post, even though he was offside. Referees, of course, instructed to wait to raise their flag. It's part of the modern rules of the game. CUNUPIA weathering the police storm. Looking to pick out that striker. Seesaw battle in the midfield as both teams try to settle. Here come police. It's an ambitious shot from distance from the number 7, Gabriel Nanton.
So from our commentary position, we could hear Richard Hood bellowing to his unit that they're playing too slowly, and certainly he would be hoping to see them increase the tempo of this one. The rhythm section perhaps might want to play a part. So far, they've kept it quite mellow. But then again, we're just starting off, so we'll see how things go. This is Police FC now. They are looking to attack along the left. This is a good ball looking for the Elijah Belgrave, and his attempted cross is all the way out for a CUNUPIA FC goal kick. So CUNUPIA FC and Police FC certainly in their early exchanges, not too much to read into, but definitely you could say that CUNUPIA FC has had the better chances. Lindell Sween with an early attempt that went into the side netting, and then but for the offside flag and another attempt hitting the upright of Adrian Fonset's goalposts.
Yeah, and you know the game is 90 minutes. We've just passed the 5-minute mark. We're into the 7th minute of the game, so we can't really tell, especially after yesterday's matches where we had 2 very, very late equalizers scored, showing the coaches, you know, to be geniuses in their own right, affecting the game effectively with their own, machinations off the bench. There's police trying to maintain control of the ball in their own area. Possession will be key. Both teams love to keep the ball, love to handle it, love to prepare it well. Carve out these good opportunities, the opportunities that would see them go into the lead in this key clash.
So this is Kevon Showtime Woodley picking it up in his own half, really deep there for the front man, and getting it wide to Lindell Sween, certainly very active in the early exchanges of this one, and he draws yet another free kick just in front of the most populated stand, so to speak, at the police barracks here, and it will be another free kick along the left side for CUNUPIA FC. Taking charge of this one, it looks to be again Sween, as well as in some sort of conversation with that's Keon Skilachi Daniel. Eventually Daniel comes away and leaves this one to Sween, who will again attempt to whip this one with his left foot. It's in, and up go the heads over all of the police defenders, and looking to get a touch there was Woodley, eventually unable to do so, and that's a foul at just about the halfway mark in favor of Police FC. So again, CUNUPIA FC looking to get the ball into the Police FC 18-yard area, and doing so effectively, but just lacking that decisive touch that would give them an unlikely and certainly an unpopular lead in this one.
Yeah, it will take some warming up as well. You know, the teams have gone through their pre-game preparations, but you know, it's very difficult to just run into a game with the energy that you are required to. On some occasions, especially occasions like these where everybody doesn't want to make a mistake, no one wants to make that mistake, no one wants to be caught out. Someone has to step up though, take responsibility. Here's Police throwing the ball into the area. That's a good enough shot. It's just over the bar from the number 7, Jabari Mitchell, at the center of the CUNUPIA area. They'll take the goal kick shot. It's on the left side here. It's good pressure, very good high press. Mitchell comes out with it. Good recovery from the defender. That is the number 3, Kadeem Graham. Ball up now into... just lost from the midfield.
They tried to spring the trap there, looking for a really incisive run being made by Michael Lansiku. Eventually, though, the pass wasn't good enough, and it's coming the other way with Police FC now into the grateful arms of John Pierre David, and he distributes to Scalacci, Keon Daniel.
Still very silky, Scalacci.
Even at 35 years old, and of course he will be key to their fortunes today. Him and I imagine his Tobagonian counterpart Kevon Showtime Woodley. A really unique Tobago flavor to this CUNUPIA FC team. The lines run deep as far as the sister isle go. Of course, we have Keon Daniel, we have Kevon Showtime Woodley, David McDougall is on the bench, and of course Trevin Caesar, who is not on the, he didn't make the team today, but certainly would feature heavily for CUNUPIA FC in this competition moving forward.
Yeah, and they can't be overlooked, the players from Tobago. You know, they're most likely known for being strong, but we have a lot of very skillful players that have come from the sister isle. You know, the two on the pitch right now aren't any slouches. You can really tell that they have a certain command of the ball. Few players really want to bite in. You know, they don't want to risk their 3 points, as the youths would say, running into somebody like Kevon Woodley or Keon Daniel.
Well, with a nickname like Showtime, I definitely would advise against trying to go in too aggressively to the big man, and of course made even more certain from his exploits on sand with the Trinidad and Tobago beach soccer team, as we saw a chance coming in there, but hit high and certainly not very handsome by Jabari Mitchell after a really nice high pressure and win there by the number 15 before he served it on a platter really. That's Christian Thomas, and Jabari Mitchell unable to keep his effort down.
Yeah, I think the police high press is going to tell, especially as legs begin to tire.
And here they are again. This time another shot coming in and over the bar to no harm for the CUNUPIA FC defense or goalkeeper, Mr. John Pierre David.
CUNUPIA will have to be wary of that high press. It's very effective so far. The strikers just need to find their shooting boots, and maybe we may see something productive from this early high pressing from the police. But on all, I think it's in all, I would like to say it's very balanced opening 10 minutes of the match, Justin.
Certainly. Again, we see police, they were on the back foot, so to speak, earlier on with some 2 decent looks by CUNUPIA FC, but certainly Police FC had really put their foot on the ball as previously anticipated, and they've fashioned a few good looks from in and around the CUNUPIA FC defensive area. Here they come again. This is a ball along the right. It's looking for Mitchell. He gets past his man before a really last-ditch tackle coming in there. Gets it away for throw-in deep in the CUNUPIA FC half.
Yeah, good tackle there from Maestro Mensah to keep Jabari Mitchell out. They've been really pressing on that far side from us. So it will be key to see how Mensah takes that pressure, soaks it in, and really finds a way out for CUNUPIA on the far side, which is the left side for the men in red.
Mensah, the Ghanaian player, he actually, in previous incarnations of this CUNUPIA FC team, would have featured higher up the pitch, more so as a midfielder, sometimes even as a number 10. But he's found himself at the heart of the CUNUPIA FC defense so far today, and not doing too badly of a job, certainly to their credit. That could have been seen as a dangerous. I felt that as though the referee wanted to blow this one, but the ball would have run to Police FC. But the player there coming in with his foot over the top of the ball and actually mashing the ball could have been viewed upon not too favorably. Giovanni Abraham, I would certainly count him lucky to not have seen not if not considered a foul, but definitely not have seen a card shown there. But this is Police FC to the sounds of pop, 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 or Police FC, I guess. We want a goal. So just about 14 minutes gone in today's encounter so far. Police FC at home versus CUNUPIA FC. As we see John-Pierre David, he goes down in his own area, just going out to retrieve a ball. No player, no opposing player certainly around him at the point in time. So this looks perhaps from my estimations to be a muscular injury for the CUNUPIA FC goalkeeper John-Pierre David. Certainly they have already sent out the number 2 today to warm up, and from the looks of this, I know John-Pierre David is writhing in pain. As we look at it once again, no opposition player near him, and as he went down there, he's holding his upper thigh or his hip, his left upper thigh or hip, it seems to be, and definitely I would want to put some money on this, that this is the game over for him, as it looks to be a muscular injury early on. We can tell you on the bench they have Hakeem Lucas listed as their second goalkeeper. Their third goalkeeper, Christopher Bing, is not in the matchday squad. So they only have 2 goalkeepers available, one of them injured and seems to be down and out for the count, John-Pierre David. And their number 2, or rather number 27 by his kit strip, but number 2 in the pecking order is Hakeem Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas, you know, being a number 2 goalkeeper in a football team isn't always a guarantee of getting football, but here you see Lucas handing in his sheet. He's going to walk on.
And just 15 minutes in, so he's going to get the majority of play this afternoon and hope to be able to keep CUNUPIA FC or keep their defenses unblemished, so to speak. And remember, this CUNUPIA FC has their sights on what would be first place, the position they previously occupied in this tournament before the Lahokita Rangers went into the lead on to 7 points from 3 matches. But CUNUPIA FC so far unbeaten, so far 100% actually. They've won both of their opening 2 matches of this competition, and certainly looking to win number 3 to go back to the top of the standings.
And it hasn't deterred Coach Defoe from making some changes. We spoke about the 2 subs, but he's also changed the formation. They're playing a 4-3-3 today, a little more attacking, possibly trying to catch Police out at some point, putting more creativity into the front of the lineup. Here come Police again, teasing a ball forward, pressuring, striving to get that ball in the final third. CUNUPIA keeping their wits about them. It's a foul on the number 10.
It's Lanciku. And
Michael Lanciku.
As previously anticipated, he will be the fulcrum, so to speak, of that attacking foursome, I could say it is, between him or among himself, Keon Skelachi Daniel, Kevin Showtime Woodley, and Giovanni Abraham. So he's back on his feet, which is always good to see, and he makes his way into the back line of the Police FC. But from this range, Jovan, just about, I would say, 30, 35 yards out, center of goal, Keon Daniel is favored from this sort of position.
I'm giving Keon Daniel the ball, 100%. But let's see what the pecking order says.
It's a bit of a conference. Woodley removes himself as the captain, and he's left the decision to Daniel. And of course, he's also in the company of Christian Maloney, and it looks to be Abraham as well in there. No, Abraham is situated just at the top of the penalty area, but it's a 3-man conference. But as mentioned, I think Daniel is favorite to strike this one with his wand of a left foot. He's looking for Woodley, and he goes down. He's asking for penalty. The referee says no. He waves it away. As a matter of fact, I've seen actually cautions being given for that sort of remonstration as put on by Woodley. He's back to his feet, disconsolate as I would be certainly, but the referee firm in his position that was not a free kick, a penalty rather.
Yeah, I think the referee is keeping himself out of these early exchanges, as most players like. You know, we hate to see a referee meddling into football. It's easier, it's better to look at a referee play the game and allow the game to play, actually. Allow the players to play. This is a physical sport, so certain things can pass on the wayside, and you don't want to give out too many unnecessary yellow cards, but certainly Woodley towing the line there. In other leagues, if he was an Arsenal player, maybe he would have gotten a yellow card for that. But this is the Ascension League that we're speaking about. Number 27, Gabriel Nanton.
Another wizard with the left foot, and certainly he was able to put it on to one of his players, but this is CUNUPIA FC coming away with it.
Good.
Police FC unable to make really maximum use of that opportunity with the ball. Really and truly should have been deeper into the 18-yard area, but just striking his own player, Gabriel Nanton, just at the top of the area, and they were unable to fashion a chance from it before Woodley got his foot on the ball and demonstrated what he's known for best, that really skillful hold-up play.
Yeah, and showtime in the 20th minute just shows the confidence of the player, the ability of the player, really. Trust that his teammates have in him. Nobody has quarreled with him. Nobody has said, play the ball. They know what he can do with the ball, so they're just allowing him to be himself, express himself. Here come police again. Very determined. Searching and pressing, surging up the field. Of course, the servicemen expected to be the fitter of the two outfits. But let's not take anything away from the CUNUPIA team. They are, of course, perfect in the league so far. They won their first game 4-1. The second 3-1.
Once again, this is showtime, deep in his own area, doing some defensive duties before just laying it off for Daniel, who takes it along the left. This is Christian Maloney. Christian Maloney will look to get a hard low cross in. It was lacking the sort of pace necessary to trouble the police defense, and this is now cleared for a throw-in. Again, Daniel and Daniel and Brandon Semper, all the way from left back, looking to explore the police defensive third before eventually conceding a goal kick to Police FC to be marshalled by Adrian Fonset. Just about 21 and a half minutes gone in this final match of round 3 of the Ascension Tournament of Trinidad and Tobago. It's Police FC on their home ground here at the St. James Barracks, taking on CUNUPIA FC, and of course looking to make home advantage count really and truly. The atmosphere is conducive to this type of matchup. CUNUPIA FC currently second in the standings, Police FC fourth, and could go to second if they get the better of their opponents here today. And certainly the atmosphere lends itself to that sort of encounter, with a really handy turnout of supporters here at the police barracks. They're lined all along mostly the northern and western sides of the ground, as the shade is certainly better than it is on the eastern side. I can tell you that from first-hand experience, and certainly we could see the shade or the shadows beginning to stretch from that western side along to the eastern side as the sun sets. So the referee plays advantage, and this is police still trying to build. It's with Thomas now. He's looking for his options. Ahead of him is his right wing back, but he tries to go to make the penetration himself, and eventually is just shoved off the ball by Keon Daniel. Not really necessarily known for his defensive prowess, but he was doing the work there and trying to get CUNUPIA FC firstly possession and then onto the front foot into attack.
It's really encouraging to see the players known for their attacking prowess falling so far back. We saw Woodley very low in the play. He's normally known for his exploits higher up the pitch, and Keon Daniel there. One of the criticisms while he was a national player was that he didn't defend enough, but that can't be leveled at him today. He's doing job for the team CUNUPIA as police come again on this right hand side. It's a decent ball into the box.
2 bites at the clearance there by Kadeem Graham before eventually getting it to some bit of safety. Meanwhile, as a comment was made earlier before kickoff that in these Ascension matches, because of the lack of actually competitive action for much of these players, fitness has been winning the games more so than football. And I guess CUNUPIA FC, they're learning that this afternoon. They have already seen their goalkeeper, John-Pierre David, being stretchered off just after 15 minutes after going down unchallenged with what seemed to be a muscular injury. And here is Giovanni Abraham, also down now without being worked too much by any opposition player. And again, it also appears to be muscular. His game might be over. It seems so, certainly for now, as the stretcher, the medics are putting him onto a stretcher to take him off to the sidelines for treatment.
Yeah, and we'll want to know how that affects Michael Defoe's plans, because Giovanni was, of course, one of the new introductions to his starting lineup for Jamal Jack. So we'll see who he's replaced by and how this changes the way that CUNUPIA plays.
I can see they are readying the number 7 player on the sidelines. That's Delon Jagasa. He looks to be the man that will be given some minutes here today. Just about 25 of them gone so far. So 20 minutes minus added or stoppage time in the first half. And then hopefully he would want to play all 45 plus in the second as well.
Yeah, it's a tough thing when you have to use 2 of your subs so early, but CUNUPIA will have to pace themselves now, knowing that they have that less support on the back.
Importantly, this tournament has allowed teams to use 5 substitutions. So CUNUPIA FC, although they've already used 1 and readying themselves to use a second, as we see Delon Jagasa being called onto the field, they will have 3 more, and hoping not to be able to call on them until absolutely necessary, certainly a bit later on in this match.
Well, I mean, they have 11 players on the bench, so I think they have enough reinforcements should the need be. Almost a like-for-like bench, which is very fortunate and testament to the fact that a lot of these players are hungry to really get back on the field and play football, especially in a competitive setting.
So play continues in this Ascension Tournament of Trinidad and Tobago match, Police FC versus CUNUPIA FC, as we saw Keon Daniel trying to make his way forward there before eventually being dispossessed. And it's all the way back to the police goalkeeper, Adrian Fonset. He's aiming towards Scooby, that's Kareem Scooby Freitas, unable to make connection, but this one runs all the way back out for a Police FC throw, just in front of what I imagine to be their home supporters. There's no way to tell because they're not dressed in club colors, so to speak, but we'd want to imagine that this being the St. James Barracks, these are predominantly Police FC supporters here. So the ball is pinched here by the Police FC, and of course trying to make his way forward and not getting the favor of the referee, but eventually it comes now. This is to Elijah Belgrave before the play is called back for offside. Once again, it's the Ascension Tournament of Trinidad and Tobago, Police FC versus CUNUPIA FC. Just about 28 minutes, approaching 28 minutes gone in this one. It's Police FC in possession. Jabari Mitchell being a bit risky in his own defensive area. And here now they are able to get the ball up, aiming towards, this is Elijah Belgrave. He has Nanton in support. He shifted around now to Mitchell once more, and he's looking to clip one over the top. It's not cleared by CUNUPIA, and it could come to Scooby Freitas, Kareem Freitas, just overrunning it. And of course, his first real taste of action there, Hakeem Lucas, swiftly off his line to douse any potential ignition there from the Police FC attack.
Freitas just a toe short on that attack. Police looking tireless in the final third, pressing, pushing, shooting. trying to pry open this CUNUPIA defense. They've only conceded 2 goals in 2 games, scored 7 so far.
This is Jagasa. He finds Lansiku. Lansiku is looking ahead to Showtime Woodley. These are the kinds of areas he likes to pick it up in, but his effort to penetrate the police defense will be called back for running just a bit offside. But again, CUNUPIA FC not looking to dwell too much on it, trying to put it into those pockets of space and playing transition as often as possible to try to hurt the Police FC defense as swiftly as possible. So the clearance is in. This is CUNUPIA FC. It's a scrap in the midfield. This is Maloney. Great feet. He escapes his man and he's looking to put this one through to Lansiku. Lansiku is offside. So they're not, he's being admonished here for not being able to spot that his intended target was in fact offside. And now he approaches the referee. This could be very dangerous indeed, the way these players are approaching the referee. He's approaching his linesman now to possibly quell some infringement or the other that seems to involve Lansiku. So they're in discussion, the referee and his assistant, and he's been advised to show a caution card, a yellow card to Lansiku, presumably for dissent, as he chased the ball there against the Police FC defender, and then there seemed to be a bit of a confrontation between them both.
Yeah, really a pointless yellow card to get and to incur after just a half hour. This is going to be a very tough game, and Lansiku may live to regret that.
Because he's so key to the attacking fortune, certainly of CUNUPIA FC, he would certainly want to be on his best behavior for the remainder of this first half and certainly into the second half as well. So it's police coming forward. Here is Gabriel Nanton. He's looking over to the far right of field. A decent looking ball chased down there by Freitas, and it's played back now. Nanton is getting it back. He might want to have a go. He shifts it onto his right foot, not his stronger foot, it must be noted, and the resulting shot is a clear indication that he's not too comfortable on the right, but certainly ambitious enough to attempt it in the first place. This is Woodley. Woodley with a ball through, looking for the run there, and giving it really good chase is Brandon Semper before he eventually loses footing, and police are able to bring it in a bit more comfort than previously seemed necessary. So far, either team have not been able to find the sort of space that they would that would lend to their style of play, and we've seen as a result a bit of route one seeping in. They're looking to just play those balls in and over the top, down the channels, etc., for their front men to run onto. And on this ground, which is not the largest I've seen, it's certainly very difficult. You have to be really assured in your touch and in possession when you find any bit of space on this field.
Yeah, I think either side will be daring the defenders to, really get the ball under control and probably pick up some scraps. Both sides giving as much as they're getting this afternoon. Looks to be a very well-matched match. Both teams coming into their own, 3 matches into the season.
So rightfully said, early days yet in this Ascension Tournament. And of course the teams will be aiming to really just first of all find their feet, wet their feet so to speak, after 2+ years of inactivity before really looking to do anything too adventurous or anything too expansive from a tactical perspective. Police FC has a free kick here out right, and it looks like either Nanton or Gabriel will take charge. Nanton actually did score a really good free kick in last weekend's fixture over the wall and into the first post, as we call it, the top left-hand corner of the goalkeeper, and he'll be having dreams of being able to repeat that one from this sort of position.
And this is good range too for Nanton.
It is going to be Nanton. He's going hard and low this time, but driven straight into the wall, and CUNUPIA FC are able to get it clear with Kian Daniel booting up upfield for Adrian Fonset to gather. He's looking to aim this one, spare this one out. A really good pass, in fact, to Dylan Curtin, to what Dylan Curtin, picked up by Elijah Belgrave. He's having to do the defensive work before, as it's Graham trying to bring it away for CUNUPIA FC. So far, really, not really as pretty as the teams would like to play, but definitely lending to some Sunday evening excitement in the Ascension Football Tournament. And I anticipate that we will see a goal soon in this one.
Yeah, and the ability to really play ugly is really going to help a lot of these teams. They won't always get it how they want, but they'll have to get it how they get it. As we see Mensah twisting and turning at the back, looking for an outlet. Police's forward line proving to be some of the hardest working defenders on the pitch right now. Masterstroke there by their coaching staff, not allowing CUNUPIA any opportunity to get into their groove, especially given the embarrassment of riches they have in the midfield. So CUNUPIA through. On this far side. Well defended by the police. Cover the ball. That is 33. Cameron Purcell taking his time. Far side, Joel Lewis working it backward. Purcell supporting short. Fonset to Purcell. Purcell looking for his options. It's good defense there at the number 5, but it's back with the police.
This is Dylan Curtin along the left. He has the attention of Christian Maloney. Good strength, but he'll overrun this one. Kadeem Graham coming across to usher this one out, and it will be a CUNUPIA FC goal kick.
Yeah, Christian Thomas there, just trying to shepherd the ball into the box, look for a player, raise his head. But good defense there by the CUNUPIA right back. There we get to see the full complement of brass players, pan players shown up. Of course, the police band, legendary in these parts. Referee blowing for an infringement. CUNUPIA ball. It's out with Stephen Julian. Speculative ball up the line. Dog fight here between the number 10, Michael Lancico. Showtime just anticipating that ball in the middle. Would have been in good space. Good defense from the police as they come the other way.
So far, a really testy affair, especially in the middle of the park. And you can hear the screams of some of the players begging the referee to blow in their favor. Some jersey holding, pulling and tugging, and really and truly, as we see here again, case in point, that's Police FC's Simeon Bailey going down under a challenge there from that's Christian Maloney from CUNUPIA FC, and winning the free kick just into the CUNUPIA FC half of the pitch. You see the replay here again. Maloney trying his utmost, but Bailey is a really lengthy figure, hard to get around, and of course Maloney found that out the hard way by conceding a free kick. Once again, this is a chase. This could be dangerous, but eventually dealt with effectively enough by Purcell. Cameron Purcell under some pressure there by Kevin Woodley. And again, CUNUPIA FC resigned to committing a foul to stop the Police FC from really getting some constructive possession going.
Yeah, really good tactical play, really good tactical awareness from both sets of players on the pitch. Can't coach everything, but these players know that they can't give any quarter when it comes into the attack for either side. Some good skill there, deep into his own half by the number 8, Christian Maloney, winning it back from the Police. It's Daniel, interesting turning, taking his time, losing one, losing two, losing another, changing his mind. Really a lord with the ball at his feet. Joy to watch. CUNUPIA would have been a great chance if he got it into the box.
So we continue here at the St. James Barracks, CUNUPIA FC against Police FC. And this is a long, hopeful clearance by Mensah and giving chase to it before eventually being beaten to it by the goalkeeper. There was the young Brandon Semper, far away from home, so to speak. He's usually employed in a more left back position, but this is CUNUPIA FC again. This is Lansiku. He's lining up a shot. He's thinking about it, and he had to think twice, and we see why. He wasn't really comfortable with the bobbling ball, and eventually he screws this one high and wide and out for a Police FC goal kick. He's apologetic towards his teammates for the resultant effort there. As you can see, he thought about it once, he thought twice, and then the hesitancy resulted in him skying this one. Not his best effort, and certainly he would want to have a second go from some distance similar to that one.
Yeah, and he knew it instantly. You know, it's good to be your own critic. Helps to keep you grounded. Lansico has been very harsh on his own self. You see him talking to himself every time one of these chances goes wide or high. Good mentality from both sets of players, picking up their head. No one sulking too long. It's been very hard going for both sides. Here's Lansico again. Ball to Daniel, wonderful touch. First and second. It's a great ball up front for Showtime. Could this be it? Good touch. Oh, and just over the bar.
I think that second to last touch didn't prepare it as well as he wanted to. And he cut his own angle. Eventually he tried to go for a powerful shot to sort of surprise Fonset at his first post into the roof. And of course it went over the bar. Fonset uncalled upon to even make a save at that effort.
Police bench admonishing Fonset for taking too long on the goal kick. They really want to keep up this tempo. Band has been relentless on the right side of this pitch.
But Fonset's experience at this level must not be understated. So he knows why perhaps he would have wanted to taken every possible second before deploying that goal kick. On this one, we are approaching halftime, just about 2.5 minutes left of normal time. With any possibility of time added on. And here it is, you can see the result of that. A good attack building here for Police FC, coming to Belgrave left of the 18-yard area, unable to beat the first man, but he earns Police FC a corner kick.
Yeah, and Fonset's, astute football, allowing Belgrave to have some time alone on the left-hand side, resulting in the corner. So that's good football, like you said. Good experience there from the national goalkeeper. This looks like Freitas on the corner.
Actually, that's Mitchell, and it's a good
Oh!
ball. And rising highest at the far stick is Elijah Belgrave himself. So we have the first goal of this encounter just approaching half-time. Police FC, they take the lead on home field. A wonderful corner swung in by Jabari Mitchell, and the man in the picture there holding ball is Elijah Belgrave. All smiles. Police FC 1, CUNUPIA FC 0.
Yeah, and this move was, to use an old cliche, right off the training ground. Good delivery, good area. Belgrave rising above all others. You can see the replay. Well floated. Good curl right back in. Keeper all at sea. 1-0.
Certainly akin to a specific Dwight York, Dennis Lawrence connection, if I may say so. It really resembled in terms of the delivery and, of course, the way Belgrave was able to meet it at the far post. Unchallenged, really.
Yeah, and it speaks to the tactics. The players, of course, have to remember this. It comes down to muscle memory. At the end of the day, they've worked all week. They have to go on the field and execute. Here come Police again, not satisfied with the first goal. Another great ball from Mitchell, this time dealt with. Police recover, as they have for most of this afternoon. CUNUPIA having to learn to play without the ball as the Police come into their own. Showtime earning the foul. Trying to play quickly.
It's called
Other
back.
ideas.
Just upon half-time with a minute, or that actually is the expiration of 45 minutes in this first half. We'll be looking to see just how much is added on as the fourth official raises his board just down in front of us, and there are 3 minutes to be added on to the end of this first half. Remember, there were a couple stoppages for injuries. First of all, to John Pierre David, the CUNUPIA FC starting goalkeeper. He was removed and replaced by Hakeem Lucas just about 16 minutes in, and then on the stroke of half an hour they had to make another substitution as Giovanni Abraham went down, and he was replaced by number 7 Delon Jagasa. So far it's Police FC able to take a 1-0 lead. The goal scored in the 44th minute by Elijah Belgrave from a corner kick delivered by Jabari Mitchell, and that paints the picture of how this game stands currently. Police FC 1, CUNUPIA FC 0. So they'll just be aiming to waste the minutes or the seconds off the clock as the referee certainly looks to blow this off in about 2 minutes or so. 3 minutes added on time at the end of this first half. And Police FC, they are leading, and all the tactics being employed to waste a couple seconds off of the clock. So this is a long free kick aimed up towards Woodley. The first header is won by Cameron Purcell, and he wins the second. But there's Keon Daniel. He certainly could jump. And here is CUNUPIA FC. This is Latiku running onto that one and latching on. Certainly a better effort than we saw earlier from the young number 10 for CUNUPIA FC. But in the end, it whistles over the bar. Fonset allows it to go past. And of course, there is a bit of a delay in recovering it as well. As we look at this free kick, he only had sights for that one. As we saw, Maloney had to back away from it, as Lansiku would have made the call that he was going to strike this one at goal. In the end, though, over the bar. And of course, unable to put Fonset to work in the Police FC goal, more than retrieving the ball behind the goal. Police again, they're winning the ball high up the pitch, and of course building from really and truly in the attacking third. And this is Belgrave again, a clean strike, but certainly didn't have the direction to trouble the young replacement CUNUPIA FC goalkeeper Hakeem Lucas.
Yeah, Belgrave just looking to catch Lucas off his line, out of sorts really. He's still, warming up. Came in very early in the first half. May not have expected it. Lonely life for a goalkeeper in this game.
So just a few seconds left by my estimation as the referee looks at his watch, and that is the halftime whistle in this one at the Police St. James Barracks between Police FC, the home team, and CUNUPIA FC. Police FC will go in at halftime with a 1-0 lead, courtesy of that man on screen, Elijah Belgrave, rising highest to nod them into the lead just about 2 minutes before halftime. And that's the way things stand. Police FC 1, CUNUPIA FC 0. It is the Ascension Tournament of Trinidad and Tobago, and we are live from the St. James Barracks here. Round 3, the final match of the weekend that will bring the curtains down on this round in the Ascension Tournament of Trinidad and Tobago, game week number 3.
As we stand by for the highlights.
So here we go. The first chance of the match fell to, that's CUNUPIA FC's Lyndall Sween. He put it into the side netting, but then came Police FC, a really nice play along the left, squared to Jabari Mitchell. He skied his side footer over the bar. This was a crucial moment for CUNUPIA FC there. Number 1, John Pierre David, he went down and he certainly was grimacing as he was stretched off the field. We saw Lanciku frustrated, unable to find the sort of time and space in the middle of the park for CUNUPIA FC. After consultations with his assistant referee, he was shown a yellow card. It led to Police FC again being the stronger of the two teams and certainly trying to make their home advantage count, as we saw a couple of fouls against the number 36 Simeon Bailey, long rangy player. Lanciku here with a shot that went high and wide. He knew it once it left his boot. This one was not going to trouble Adrian Fonset in goal. The minutes were counting down in this one until we arrived at this point. Jabari Mitchell with a really clinical delivery, and all alone at the back post, Elijah Belgrave rose to knock this one down into the ground as it bounced up into the roof of the net, giving Police FC a 1-0 lead at halftime in this, the Ascension Tournament of Trinidad and Tobago. And that's how things stand here at the St. James Police Barracks this Sunday afternoon. Police FC 1, CUNUPIA FC 0 at halftime.
Well, I am here now with the acting police commissioner, MacDonald Jacob. We go way back from the days of the Port of Spain division, when you were heading that division. And of course, you have been credited with doing a good job in bringing down the crime. Then you went to one of the divisions up in the east. So of course, events like these would go a long way in terms of the what is called the anti-crime program.
Well, I am so happy to see that we can reach this stage that we can again be on the field to play soccer, you know, and all sports. You know, it's really, really a privilege for the police service to be able to facilitate such a game, you know. We're looking at social control and we're looking at crime control. And when young people are involved in positive activities like this, it can only mean well to Trinidad and Tobago. I saw recently the government mentioned several new measures that they are implementing from the whole aspect of youth camp. I saw over the weekend the Defense Force open a new facility at Current. I mean to say, I am joyous to know what I call the ideal form of crime fighting is now really and truly pushing forward. And it only mean well for Trinidad and Tobago. You know, we at the police service, as I said, we are happy to facilitate this. As you see, beautiful ground. We have the football field here. Inside we have the cricket field, right? And as you enter in and you come into the police academy, you'll also see the hockey ground, which is the AstroTurf. We are asking corporate Trinidad and Tobago to come and join with us because it is really costly for us to maintain these grounds. If you look at the ground, you'll see it is well maintained, and you go in and you see the cricket ground and also the hockey. But it is costing the police service a handsome sum to maintain these fields and keep it at the international level. So if we could get corporate Trinidad and Tobago to join with us, and even to the Ministry of Sports, because we now want to really and truly interact with the community and provide all these necessary facilities so that we can really and truly impact on young people and impact on persons who look to recruit young persons into gangs. We will recruit them into positive activities like what we are seeing here today.
And I know in addition to the football team, the Pro League team, the professional team, I know police, there is a game going on inside there right now, that's North Zone Cricket, North Zone Basketball team. I know a lot of members of that team quite well. There's netball, and so I understand too, there's a birdie told me that there are plans for an indoor court for basketball and other hard court sports.
Yes, again, we are looking and we are reviewing to see how we can really impact with different facilities within the community. But as I said, we can only achieve that if corporate Trinidad and Tobago join with us, right, and plus the Ministry of Sports, because as I said, it costs us a lot and we need that support. We even have a women police football team, which is headed by which is managed by our senior superintendent in charge of the special branch, Miss Henry. So you see, what is coming out of it is not just the sports, it's the whole aspect of effective leadership, management, and different skills that are being taught. So we need to look at the whole aspect of sports beyond just a game with who win or lose. You know, it is about development. And that is the reason why we are very strong on it through our police youth clubs and our community police throughout the various divisions. So we continue promoting it. As I said, I call it the ideal form of crime fighting.
And of course, police are leading this game 1 goal to nil. Certainly you're happy for that. But give me your thoughts on the first half.
Well, I did not see the entire half, but what you are aware, that 5 minutes after I arrived, the goal scored by the police. So I brought significant luck for them, and I want to continue motivating them in the second half so we can come out victorious in this game, because it is necessary that we raise our points level, you know, to show the nation that what the police can do, other than just keeping the place safe, we can also be a force to reckon with when it comes to sports.
I know one game I'm certainly looking forward to is when police come up against Defence Force.
Well, they are our partners in keeping the country safe, and we always have a good rivalry with them, the same way we have a good partnership with them out there as we deal with the criminal elements and protect Trinidad and Tobago. So it's always a friendly rivalry, and I am also looking forward for that clash.
Okay, thank you so much. That was the acting Chief of Police, and this is Mr. MacDonald Jacob speaking with us. And of course, we are going to enjoy the second half. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Okay.
Welcome back to the St. James Police Barracks, Long Circular Road, Port of Spain. Ascension Tournament of Trinidad and Tobago action here live from this venue. I am Jassy Marique, joined by Jovan Ravello, and of course some family entertainment here at the St. James Barracks this afternoon.
Yeah, everybody and their dog is at this venue this afternoon, you know, enjoying the sights and sounds of live football being played very close to the community. Of course, we are in police home ground as we await CUNUPIA restarting. Two key players in the center circle, Showtime and Scalacci.
As it stands, they would have a mountain to climb. Police FC leads in this one, 1-0. That goal scored by Elijah Belgrave just about 2 minutes before the expiration of the first half. And of course, we are awaiting the restart in this one to see whether CUNUPIA FC can make their way back and certainly cause some sort of upset here at the St. James Police Barracks. So it's CUNUPIA FC kicking off in the all red strips, and they are scoring, attacking the goal from right to left on your screen. Police FC in the light blue tops and navy blue shorts, attacking in the other direction, left to right. Minor stoppage here for a second ball was on the field of play, so the referee had to stop play. And as rules now dictate, there's no such thing as a contested drop ball. He gives it directly back to the team in last in possession. That is Police FC. And right away, they earn a free kick just about midway between the half line and the goal line into the CUNUPIA FC half of the field. A yellow card in the meantime is shown to the number 18, that's Maestro Mensah, the tall Ghanaian, playing at the heart of the CUNUPIA FC defense. So that's two players now shown cautions for CUNUPIA FC, and two key players at that in the first half. Michael Lansiku, their playmaking number 10, he was shown a yellow card for dissent. Referee CJ O'Brien will push the CUNUPIA FC wall all the way back, although it's a one-man wall now as the Police FC players fan out. Gabriel and Elijah Belgrave were initially interested, but they've left it to Jabari Mitchell. We've seen his delivery so far, and he's again looking to Elijah Belgrave, who nodded down. This is Christian Thomas, and it's a waft there by Kareem Freitas before a save by the young Hakeem Lucas gets it partially away, and CUNUPIA are able to clear it a bit further up the field. This is Keon Daniel now, loses out to Nantan. Oh, two skillful left-footed players, and of course a battle of the left feet, so to speak, happening there. And there's an opposition confrontation on the far side of the field. Nantan certainly not happy with what Daniel would have left on him there, and of course showing his dissent, his dissatisfaction to Keon Woodley. A yellow card again is shown now, this time to Christian Maloney. Again, the yellow cards being shown to CUNUPIA are certainly, in my opinion, in my estimation, unwarranted. Certainly after the fact, a foul committed and players continuing to argue with the officials, being shown the yellow card there. Maloney, similarly to Michael Lansiku in the first half. And now, and just a short while ago, Maestro Mensah also cautioned for talking back to the referee. So certainly they will have to check their discipline. Michael Defoe would want to get the message out to them to leave those verbal battles alone. As we see the free kick coming in, and Freitas is able to get his hand on it, and Lucas needed his head on it rather, and Lucas needed 2 bites before eventually making the gathering there and dishing this one out to Lansiku.
Yeah,
this is Maloney, and he is fouled again in the middle of his own half. He's not happy with the tackle coming in there by the police as they were hunting in packs there. Of course, he's arguing with the referee once again, who's explaining that, look, I blew the foul, you have your free kick, let's get on. Again, hunting in packs, Police FC really closing down the spaces early, and CUNUPIA barely able to get the ball out of their own half, but they do now, and this is along the right-hand side, attacking there. Lyndall Sween cuts back, and he's looking to place this one over to Lansiku. It's far behind and out for a Police FC throw-in.
Yeah, Police FC have been the more physical team this afternoon. It's just unfortunate that CUNUPIA continue to pick up these unnecessary yellow cards. It's going to inhibit them from really getting a foot in the key moments. They still have, just a 1-goal deficit to overturn. So they'd want to be a lot more physical to match their opponents.
This is good play here between Freitas linking up with Jamari Mitchell. It goes out now to Thomas, and he loses it, and it falls to Sween before he's sturdily tackled there by Belgrave, who's looking to make his way forward. We know he can strike them. Instead, he goes out wide to Freitas, who will clip this one in. It hits the hand of Brandon Semper, and they remonstrate again for something in their favor. It'll only be a corner kick to Police FC. Once again, another player being given a talking to by the official CJ O'Brien. But this will be a Police FC corner kick. Nanton will oversee. He's joined now by Joel Lewis, but turned away. Lewis is still interested, but Nanton wants to serve this one in. He gets it onto the first post, and that is Purcell. Purcell getting the header. It's onto, it seemed to be a CUNUPIA FC defender before hitting the upright and going in to give Police FC a 2-0 lead. He celebrates with his teammates on the bench, and of course the band here at the police band at the barracks strikes up a tune in honor of that goal. We look at it again, a really good whipped delivery there onto the head of Purcell, and it's not clear from that angle, but here you can see better. It strikes the thigh of, it looks like, Mensah, and beats Hakeem Lucas in goal for CUNUPIA FC. The scores, Police FC 2 now, CUNUPIA FC 0.
Yeah, Mensah would really be ruining his luck. Putting that ball just past his keeper on the first post. No keeper likes to get beaten on his first post. No defender likes to score own goals. Michael Defoe still very calm on the sidelines, looking over his team. Not very concerned just yet.
And just a look into how confused or frustrated he might be. He's shading his eyes, and the sun has really set on the far side of the field. So he's certainly in a zone of his own, so to speak, as he's contemplating ways to make the changes that will put his team back into this one. Once again, the police band with an extra verve. They strike up again as they are on the attack here. This one is nodded back to Cadian Gabriel, a skillful player in his own right. He's called Drogba. He once played a bit higher up the field for Northeast Stars and the like, but he's found himself reinvented, so to speak, as a right back. And he's involved here now to Jabari Mitchell. This is Nanton. They'll stroke it around with confidence now. This is Purcell, the goal scorer. He looks a bit long, aiming to that one out to Christian Thomas, but he picks it up again and gives it right back. He's out of position. Woodley is interested, but Elijah Belgrave is a big figure himself, and he shrugs his man off before expertly striking this one out with the outside of the right boot to Lewis. Lewis wants to take on his man, but instead he goes to Gabriel. This could be something. He gets it back to Lewis, and Lewis is striking, trying to screw this one in. The police bench, they are arguing for a penalty, but I think the referee O'Brien did the right thing. He did play the advantage, and certainly it was favoring Police FC. They were still in contention as they were really much inside and in behind the CUNUPIA defense.
Yeah, that's very good distribution coming out the back from Belgrave. Down the right side. Very fine touches in the middle of the box. Police looking to press home their advantage. They're up 2-0. CUNUPIA FC don't seem to have a response for them just yet.
I've noticed that the police have employed a really specific tactic in dealing with Showtime at the back. They put a lot of muscle on him. If not for Belgrave, certainly they've looked to deploy Purcell right up on him, and he doesn't seem to be favoring the physical contact. That time he was able to win a free kick, which they tried to execute quickly before Lansiku again didn't make the connection warranted for that type of position that he took up on the left side of the 18.
Yeah, and the police team really would be hoping that their fitness can tell. Their superior fitness may play a part in the late stages of this game. They don't want to get overturned like the other teams who were in the lead yesterday.
Again, this is Woodley. He goes in search of the loose ball. Coming in support is Daniel. Towards the top of the box is Lindell Sween. It runs all the way to the substitute Jagasa. He has a strike, but it's blocked by Kadion Gabriel before Lewis brings it away. He looks upfield. This is Scooby. Scooby, formerly of St. Anthony's College. And that is a belated whistle there for the foul committed by Mensah on Freitas. And he's writhing in pain just in front of us. We hope he's okay, but certainly his hold-up play was excellent that time.
Yeah, good football from Freitas, really paying the price for his control. All that in it, as your coach would tell you.
Here's the replay, really good first touch. Mensah came right through the back of him and certainly rightfully called a foul, even though belatedly so. The stretcher is on, but I think Freitas is going to be okay. Richard Hood, the Police FC head coach, has a lot to say about the delay in that whistle. I guess admonishing the referee CJ O'Brien for not protecting his players a bit more. In the end though, all's well that ends well, and this will be a Police FC free kick. The man on screen, Mensah, again lucky not to escape, or rather to escape without a second caution. This is Gabriel. They take it short and they go all the way back. Again, Richard Hood not at all happy, because the sort of possession, the sort of pressure that they had CUNUPIA under previously, they certainly would have wanted to drive at them from that sort of possession. So this is CUNUPIA attacking along the right side. This is Lindell Sween. He has a bit of gas in him still. He gets by Purcell, cuts back, whips this into the last post. This is Woodley. This should have been a goal, but for a fantastic save by a man who has worn national colors, Adrian Fonset. And again, police come away with it. This is Semper against Lewis.
Yeah, again,
this game is becoming a bit testy. Fonset saying to his defenders, don't worry, I've got you. And certainly from the replay you can see just how big he came up for his team. Woodley did not get the cleanest of connections, but certainly it required Fonset to be alert. And as you can see here from the replay, from this reverse angle, he did well to push it away to keep Police FC in a 2-0 lead. And most importantly, I guess, for him, there may be a bonus at the end of 90 for a clean sheet.
Yeah, really good hands, you know. Bonus is always nice, but I think the clean sheet itself is pretty much a bonus for any goalkeeper in this game.
Well, he'll have some work to do again here as Semper lines up the free kick. And of course, I would imagine that in the future plans for this police ground will be rugby, and certainly Semper would want to contest for a spot in one of those matches. But for now, I think things are limited to football, Ascension football at this rate, and maybe some hockey on the front field. So it's restarted here. This is Police FC trying to stroke it around. And Simeon Bailey taking no chances. So much so that that ball actually goes out of the barracks perimeter and onto the long circular road. Maybe some young passerby may have a football to practice his skills during the week. Certainly that's the way I remember it in my time. Football on a community grounds. I mean, lost ball wins, certainly for not those entangled in the affair, but those on the outside looking on.
Yeah, stray balls, balls in the ravine, balls in the bamboo patch. And if you found them, it's a gold mine for any young player.
Police
Valuable
FC
practice.
are preparing to make a substitution in this one. They've lined up young Michael Gordon, and he is ready himself for action. In just a short bit, the fourth official may present the information as to which one of the current 11 will be taken off, but Michael Gordon is certainly at the ready to go in. It's Ascension Tournament football here at the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service St. James Barracks. along Circular Road. Current scores, if you're just joining in, approaching the hour mark. Police FC, the home team, they are in a 2-goal lead with goals either side of the half-time whistle from Elijah Belgrave in the 43rd, and then in the second half, Kemuel Purcell managed to knock his head onto the thigh of CUNUPIA FC defender Maestro Mensah for the own goal. This is Freitas. Scooby, they call him. Goes back to Gabriel, and he goes all the way back to his goalkeeper, Fonset. He uses his foot skill to bait Keon Daniel in before getting it out to his wing-back. Police FC eventually go to clear. This is Gabriel. Really neatly done. It's Lewis looking to release Jabari Mitchell. A good idea, but the execution was lacking, and Richard Hood here on the sideline is perhaps admonishing Lewis for being so direct with at least 3 players around him in support. He didn't need to go that route, but all's well that ends well. And Police FC maintain their lead and construct another attack.
Yeah, CUNUPIA really need to find a way to challenge the police defense a little more. At this point in the second half, the game just about half hour left. Really need to construct some more thrilling attacks, more incisive attacks to find some way back into this match. They're down 2-0 to a side that doesn't look very much bothered by their attacking so far.
There's a player hitting out here. Gabriel Nanton put some pressure onto Christian Maloney, and he really lost his cool and started to swing at Gabriel. Rightfully so, the police players approached the referee to remind him that this player is already on a caution, Keyshawn Maloney. He's keeping himself far away from the action, wisely so, because I think that he really lost his cool there and could be well and truly disciplined, much to the detriment of CUNUPIA FC. Instead, a caution is shown to the CUNUPIA captain, Kevon Showtime Woodley, for his remonstrations to the referee. In the meantime, Police FC used the stoppage in play to make their substitution. Coming off is Christian Thomas. Coming on is Michael Gordon.
Yeah, I think this yellow card is really a symptom of the frustration of the CUNUPIA players. We spoke earlier about them needing to find a way back into the game. You see them just lashing out there. It's been tough for them. They've had their way in this tournament so far, so this is new ground for them against the police.
And I mean, that replay we just showed there really doesn't shed a good light on Christian Maloney, and I think he escaped further punishment there. He struck out not once, not twice, but 3 times at Gabriel. The referee perhaps didn't have the best of views, but certainly his assistant referee should have alerted him to some major infringement there. But in the meantime, police look to get going again with a free kick. Center of goal, again, Mitchell and Nanton, the chief cooks and bottle washers on these assignments. It's going to be Mitchell aiming towards the back post, but CUNUPIA FC get it clear well enough. And this is Daniel. He's interested, but Sween instead recovers. And he wins himself a throw-in for CUNUPIA FC. Michael Gordon, who just came on, is down in the meantime. I'm not too clear what happened, but he's holding his chest. Maybe he was struck. He's refusing any assistance from the CUNUPIA FC player, who's
Kadeem Graham.
That's Kadeem Graham. And we'll see why, whether Kadeem Graham actually had something to do with the inflection, and certainly did. It seemed to be another flailing arm. And again, Graham would want to count himself lucky for that going unseen and unpunished as well.
Yeah, and I think some of these players will be happy there's no VAR to convict them of the crimes that they commit in their frustration. Just in the 64th minute here, CUNUPIA still trailing to police 2-0. Becoming increasingly frustrated. But here comes another chance from them. Down the right side, it's a good ball inside, searching ball. Defender number 21, that's Kadion Gabriel. Ensuring that no harm came to his goalkeeper, Adrian Fonset, in the police goal. It's another CUNUPIA corner as they prepare 2 substitutes on this near side.
One of them being that Tobago connection, David McDougall, number 15, as the corner comes in and it strikes the stanchion, as they call it. It didn't come into play, and it will be harmlessly possession turned over to Police FC for a goal kick. Fonset retrieves the ball, as in the meantime, CUNUPIA FC, they prepare their 2 substitutes. As mentioned earlier, that Tobago connection continued with the impending introduction of David McDougall, another Trinidad and Tobago international, but not on this conventional association football format. He is renowned for his prowess as a workhorse on sand. If you see him run across the sand, it's really something to behold, as he doesn't seem to actually bury his feet. He runs on his toes and just skims across the surface. So we'll see how that translates to how bare feet on sand translates to booted on the grass here this afternoon. The other substitute waiting to make his way into the fray is CUNUPIA FC's Kwesi Allen. So they'll soon enter.
Shades of Plato, you know, a famous barefooted footballer from that 90s cartoon, The Hurricanes. Young football fans will remember it.
And here's the substitution. The report official signals that number 15, McDougall, will go in for number 20, and that is Lyndall Sween. So it's a like-for-like substitution. Sween has already exited on the far side, and in comes McDougall, Munchin as they call him, the Plymouth boy. Really an exciting player, really electric. He's sort of in the style or in the mold of Richarlison. Very quick, very feisty, not too much to dwell on skill and the fanciness of play. But he's in now, and so too is Kwesi Allen.
I think this is a more direct game plan coming into play as we enter the final minutes of this game. Not really the final minutes, but the last phase of the match. This is a CUNUPIA corner. Christian Maloney.
So as mentioned, Allen also made his introduction. He came in for Lancico, I believe. And this is CUNUPIA FC in the middle of the Police FC box, but they just can't get a handle on it. It falls now to Allen. He swings his left boot, but that's not going to beat a goalkeeper of the ilk of Adrian Fonset with the amount of international experience that he has. His distribution alone there to Mikel Gordon is testament to his quality. And it comes now to Gabriel with a big switch of the play. Too big, in fact, and it's out of play now for a CUNUPIA FC throw-in. So this is McDougall. As you see, he turns really neatly against Mitchell, and he's trying to play the incisive pass, but it's cut out by Belgrave and played immediately into the feet of Freitas. His hold-up play has been really fantastic for Police FC. He's usually a scrapper, but he's done the job asked of him today, which is really just a drop off of the CUNUPIA FC back two, and hold up the play and bring the likes of Jabari Mitchell, Gabriel, and of course Lewis around him into play.
Yeah, no complaints from us in the commentary, and I'm sure Mr. Hood will be very pleased by the shift put in by Mr. Freitas.
So as the police band strikes up 1 by 1, 2 by 2, they'll be looking to add number 3. But in the meantime, this is CUNUPIA FC, this is Showtime Woodley. These are the kind of areas he likes to pick up. He cuts in on his left, cuts back onto his right. He's still going, he goes down. CJ O'Brien is asked a question. He answers in the negative, no penalty. That is certainly a questionable call from where I stand. And we'll see what the referee, what the replay has to say about this, as we see the supporters really having a say, having a go at O'Brien, one of them actually on the field of play. So the CUNUPIA fans will want to put a handle on their supporters. She certainly has a lot to say to CJ O'Brien as we look now at the replay. Showtime, it certainly was Showtime on that approach. Ooh, really nicely done, and Purcell was all over him. In the end, though, in the final analysis, I think it was a bit soft.
Yeah, you have to give the defender the benefit of the doubt in a situation like that. He got out with the handsy, but you know, at the end of the day, I don't think it was warranting of a penalty, especially in a high-stakes game like this. There you see Keon Daniel still having a word with the referee. A couple players still around him including Woodley.
Simeon Bailey is the Police FC player being treated in the aftermath of what transpired there. I don't know if Woodley was responsible for perhaps putting his back out of alignment, but he's certainly slow to get back to his feet. He is now. The stretcher is not needed to take him off, but there seems to be a confrontation happening on the far end of the field. Woodley is there, and so too is Fonset, the Police FC goalkeeper, trying to speak to his contemporary. Certainly they would know a lot about each other. These two players, they represent Trinidad and Tobago at a national level, albeit in different incarnations or different versions of the sport, but certainly they would know each other from playing on this local club circuit. And in the end, we hope good sense prevails and we can get on with what has certainly been an excellent matchup so far. It sees Police FC leading CUNUPIA FC 2-0 on their home ground, and looking to press home that advantage will be the servicemen. But first they'll have to fend off CUNUPIA FC, I believe, and a free kick here from the right side. Actually, it's a Police FC throw-in, so it's going in the opposite direction. The police players are now seeming to realize that as they advance themselves higher up the pitch, and they wait on the referee to give his final go-ahead. This is Belgrave with the throw-in. Again, it's into Freitas, who's battling. He loses out though. Anton, ooh, really skillfully done, but this is McDougall back, skillful player himself. Ooh, and that was tough. That was
and
tough.
The game getting really nippy here.
It's boiling over.
The referee has kept himself out of the match for most of it, but now he'll have to intervene really to make sure that this doesn't boil over.
It's Maloney showing a yellow card. That's his second, and he's sent off. So earlier, he escaped punishment for, it seemed to be lashing out at Gabriel Nanton. And this time, Nanton is again involved and on the receiving end. And Maloney is shown a second yellow card in this, the 72nd minute. His game is over, and CUNUPIA FC, they are down to 10, trailing by 2-0.
There we see Richard Hood on the side, the police coach. His side is up, but he's not relaxing. He's not having an afternoon off.
Screaming at his players to move away from the fracker. And and there we see it. His hand comes across there, Maloney, and strikes Gabriel in the neck. And of course, it's similar to the infringement that he escaped from earlier. And this time he's paid the price. It was right in front of the referee, and he has been dismissed. Meanwhile, there still seems to be some sort of upheaval in the middle, just about the middle of the pitch, as police tries to make a substitution. Jabari Mitchell seems to have been sent off as well, so we would have missed that. He's gotten a straight red card, and he's arguing here with the fourth official that whatever tackle he was penalized for, he got the ball. It doesn't matter now, as the referee's decision is final, and he trods the lonely trot back to the dressing rooms. So it's all even here, at least as far as the numerical statistics go on the field of play. They're both down to 10 men, but CUNUPIA FC would seek to address their 2-0 deficit. Some good work down the right-hand side here, eventually resulting in a throw-in. That throw-in won by one of the substitutes, Stephen Julian. He swings it across now, aimed at Woodley. It's been nodded away, but it's still alive. This is Woodley. He's skillful. He shoots on the swivel, but it's harmlessly wide. And, of course, rolls out for a Police FC goal kick.
Yeah, nothing coming together for the CUNUPIA players. Woodley, of course, with 4 goals in the tournament after 2 matches. He's been trying to add to his tally. Here we have a substitute.
It looks to be Lewis. Yeah, Lewis will make his exit. Joel Lewis will make his exit for Police FC, and coming in will be Kadeem Hutchinson. Kadeem Hutchinson enters the field of play with just about 17 minutes left in this encounter, with Police FC holding a 2-0 lead. So it's Canopia. They trail 2-0. This is Skiller. Skiller to Allen. Allen to Skiller. He'll look wide now for support and goes against it in the interim, but again, just using his body there, but he concedes a throw-in. He has some things to say to Simeon Bailey, as this game is again threatening to boil over. This is Jagasa. Another substitute. He came in the first half. He gets it back to Mensah, who spreads it out to Semper. Good ball down the channel here, looking for Allen, but he is moved off of it really easily in the end by that's Hutchinson, Keyshawn Hutchinson.
Yeah.
And it will be a Police FC goal kick. So it seems as though Police FC have shifted to 2 at the top, joining Kareem Scooby Freitas at the is one of the substitutes, Mikel Gordon. So it looks as though they're going 2 at the top, 3 at the top actually, because Kadeem Hutchinson is also to the right of that 3.
Showtime chasing down a half chance. Keon Daniel recovers, puts it wide for Brandon Semper. Semper battling against 2 Police defenders. Very strong in the tackle. Clean in the tackle, it must be said, these Police defenders for most of the match. Not so much the Canopia defenders. It's a quick ball straight out for the number 21. Ball sent long for Showtime to chase down. He has Keyshawn Hutchinson for company. Top for Skiller. Tries to switch it. Blocked. Ball sent back upfield. Maestro Mensah recovers for Canopia. Spreads it wide for the number 5, Stephen Julian. Julian is taking control of things in the midfield. Ball across for Kadeem Graham.
He's looking to release Semper. This is Semper. Will he catch it? He can't. He runs out of space, and it's going to be another Police FC goal kick. So Canopia trying their best to pass their way back into this one. Remember, they trail 2-0. Just about 12 minutes, approaching 12 minutes left in this one. Canopia FC trailing 2-0. But more importantly, both teams down to 10. Red cards shown to Jabari Mitchell for Police FC, and a second yellow for Christian Maloney of Canopia FC. Has really depleted both midfields.
Yeah, and we call those emotional red cards. No real harm done. Football played.
This is Purcell. He'll put his boot through it, and it goes all the way up. Lucas is interested in meeting it halfway to clear. He does clear, and it lands now at the feet of Mikel Gordon. He spreads it, or tries to at least, but it's cut out by Jagasa. This is Jagasa looking to release McDougall. The Police FC players are asking for an offside, but this is Munchin McDougall. He makes his approach, and really a strong tackle coming in there by
Simeon Bailey.
Before Police FC eventually gets it clear for Canopia FC. Is it a corner kick that McDougall will see after? This is McDougall. It's deep. Kadeem Graham gets a good head on it, but right into the grateful arms of Adrian Fonset, who distributes quickly to Gabriel. He sends Kadeem Hutchinson in chase, in pursuit. And this is a giveaway. This should be 3. This should be Police FC 3. It is not. Oh, they dodge a bullet, so to speak, CUNUPIA FC, after that giveaway there by Hakeem Lewis.
Yeah, it's a good block from Stephen Julian. Here come CUNUPIA.
Giving chase there was Kwesi Allen. But again, too much on it. And it's only going to be a Police FC throwing deep into their own half. It looks like Belgrave. Yes, it is Elijah Belgrave. Gets it up to Gordon, flicks it on to Freitas. Freitas scraps, and it's into Hutchinson, but well defended by Graham. And now they go over the top once again. This is showtime. He'll get onto it. He has a man in support at the top of the area. He's interested all alone. And eventually Purcell gets it clear. A bit of desperation creeping in. And it's going lightning speed the other way. This is Kadeem Hutchinson. He's into the area, and a really good tackle coming in there by Mensah, coming across the cover before he distributes it now to Semper. This is Bailey. He gives it away. Really complacent. And this is Semper. Oh, it's aimed to Showtime. He was interested for a while, but Fonset was commanding and assured. And again, really, this game progressing at breakneck speed. This is Gordon. He comes across field. This is a good ball to Freitas. He is through on goal. Let's see what he does. He slips it back to Gordon. Gordon is in. He shoots. And a good save there. A foot save by Hakeem Lucas. Police really looking to press home the advantage now. This is Belgrave. It's still alive. He gets past his man. He gets it in. And Mensah with a scuffed clearance. Anywhere will do at this point in time. He gets it away from danger. And we see players hunched over, hands on knees, CUNUPIA FC, because really they were defending breathlessly for a passage of play there. But as police look to press home the advantage, it's 2-0, and we've entered the final 10 minutes. Could they make it 3? But really and truly, it should have been by now. With the Police FC, they've had at least 2 really good opportunities within the last couple of minutes, Jovan.
Yeah, a little bit of complacency setting in for the Police. They're comfortably ahead in the dying stages of this match. As the sun sets behind the lights here at the police barracks, taking their time, of course, not rushing it.
No need to.
This. Yeah, of course. I mean, it's all about game management at this point.
They'll do well to take this shot, as predicted, and it's Nanton. It's back to Gordon. Gordon and Nanton, they'll be linking up. Nanton gets himself back offside, but he's not needed. Really and truly, the delivery was leaves his teammates wanting there after some good work to blow past his man. Police CUNUPIA FC bring it the other way, and the player eventually fouled there. That's a good foul, as they say, is McDougall. But here comes CUNUPIA again. They've taken it quickly, and this is Showtime. We've seen already he's not interested in passing, and this one just a whisker wide of Adrian Fonset upright and into the crowd there at the back. So Woodley, he's had 1, he's had 2, he's had 3 chances, going it all alone. And this time, as you see the replay, he goes inside of his man Purcell, and he's aiming for that far corner of the left foot.
Not too far off, eh?
Not a bad chance at all, but certainly not good enough to adjust the scoreline in this one. Police FC still leading 2-0. Here they come again, CUNUPIA FC. So it's 10v10 now. There's more space opening up. So this is a more sort of favoring the way CUNUPIA FC likes to play. And this is that man again. Woodley, his supporting player, went offside and comes back. And this is Daniel with a beauty of a left foot strike just about 14 yards out. And he brings CUNUPIA FC back into this one. That goal scored in the 84th minute. Keon Skelachi Daniel halves the deficit for CUNUPIA FC. In the dying embers of this one, can we see a similar flourish as we saw yesterday, Jovan? Teams leading 2-0 and eventually going on to squander 3 points, settling for 1 instead. 2 games back-to-back yesterday at the Arima Velodrome.
Yeah, CUNUPIA finally getting it right here. Woodley letting it go, and Daniel letting it go with that left foot. 2-1. It's going to be a grandstand finish.
Just the sort of thing we anticipated here at the police barracks in St. James. Police FC, they go forward with Nanton. He's thinking about using the clock, unsuccessfully so, as he concedes a throw-in. This is going to be Kadeem Graham. Certainly not a comfortable position for Canopia, but they deal with it well enough. It falls now to, that's Jagasa, and he puts it from the barracks. That one, I presume, would have landed in Nelson Mandela Park. Anywhere will do at this stage in the game, even though his team is trailing by a goal. So this is Kadeem Gabriel. He's aiming at Freitas. Freitas knocks it down to Gordon. Gordon is going across to Hutchinson. There's an appeal for a handball, but here come the CUNUPIA FC right fullback. He's really a man full of running. That's Stephen Julian, is it?
Yes, Julian has not been tired for most of this match. Handled his task very well. Maybe caught out here.
He is out of position. And during the foul there, it looks to be a
29.
switch. It's a switch, yeah. So that's Kadeem Hutchinson, who was initially deployed along the right side as a substitute in for Joel Lewis. He's switched now with his fellow substitute, Mikel Gordon, who's now over on the right side with Hutchinson over on the left. He's interested in the free kick, which he won, but now he moves away. It's going to be Gabriel Nanton's kick.
Police not risking much players upfield, just 3 men in the box waiting on this ball.
And they're not the tallest of them either. I would have imagined they might have wanted to get Simeon Bailey up in there. Purcell, maybe he scored, or he got his head onto a corner earlier, but really intelligent player. He didn't aim at any of his players in the area. He sent it long and hoped that his player could pick up possession. He lost possession, but this is Allen giving chase to a long ball before Purcell comes across to deal with it. It's a CUNUPIA FC throw-in. Semper instructs Kwesi Allen to let it go. He'll take the throw. And by contrast to what we see when the ball was at the other end of the field, CUNUPIA will certainly look to flood the Police FC penalty area with some red shirts.
Couple players arriving late, looking for the scraps.
It's a long throw, it's a good header though, and it will fall to McDougall. He's quick, he's nippy, gets past his man, but he blasts that one to the Western Main Road. So it's going to be another Police FC goal kick, as the man on your screen just that's David Dominic McDougall. They call him Munchin in certain parts of Trinidad and Tobago, certain parts of the world actually. He's been fortunate to ply his trade, his beach soccer side of things, professionally abroad in Switzerland, in the USA, and certainly he's done so with some distinction.
Yeah, and the ability to play on different surfaces is really unique for certain players. Not everybody can play as well on sand as they play on the turf here at the barracks. Police chasing down a lost cause. That is number 29, Kadeem.
So here come CUNUPIA again. It's that man Showtime. He wants to take on, but really good work by Purcell. He's had his number all game. Purcell, and Showtime is a man seemingly frustrated by that. He wants to get the better of him. And this is good work here by Hutchinson. He's on the go. He's going alone. Will he go into the area, or will he take it to the corner flag? He sizes up his man. That's Jagasa, and he's looking to curl this one. But in the end, Hakeem Lucas is able to gather quite comfortably and look upfield. He's aiming at perhaps Richard Hood, perhaps you or I, Jovan. But that distribution certainly was not what you want.
How's your touch?
A man is down meanwhile. It's Gabriel Nanton. And at this stage in the game, that is to be expected as players run out of steam, so to speak. Just a minute left in regulation time in this one. And it's certainly, if not in the first half, it's come to life in the second half. 2 sendings off for either side. We had, first of all, it was Christian Maloney given a second yellow card for CUNUPIA FC. He was given his marching orders. And in that same melee, it was the young playmaker Jabari Mitchell for Police FC also sent to the showers. So they're both playing with 10, and it's Canopia FC chasing a result in this one. Remember, they need a win or at least a draw to rejoin Terminix La Hoquita Rangers on 7 points at the summit of the Ascension Tournament of Trinidad and Tobago standings.
And of course, the Canopia bench will be looking on intently at the 4th official. See how much time will be added on as we enter the 90th minute.
Tactical substitution there being made by Police FC. It's Nanton. His night is over. Coming in is young Henry, Shaquille Henry, for Police FC, formerly of Trinity College. Rather, that's Salim Henry.
Canupia's number 26.
That's Semper. Semper is down just in front of us.
Requiring
seems to be
some
cramps. So the 4th official is ready to put up his indication that the 5 minutes will be played at the end of this one. 1 minute and 20 seconds already gone.
5 minutes, of course, is an eternity.
Yet still some of the Canopia players are querying whether 5 is enough. Certainly they would want 10 if they could have it. Police FC would want 3. They're holding on to a 2-1 lead in this one as the ball bubbles all the way back to Adrian Fonset. And once again, that international experience comes to bear as he lets it run all the way almost to his touchline before distributing to Salim Henry. Strong challenge there coming in from Delon Jagasa before it falls to McDougall. He sends it to Woodley. Woodley again has an opportunity to size up Purcell. He goes against, he's aiming for Keon Daniel again. And coming in dangerously there, or bravely if you would say, was that's Keyshawn Hutchinson. Really the type of play you want to see with 3 minutes left on the clock. You know, putting his body on the line to prevent Keon Daniel, who is a dangerous player, from anything dropping as this one was. Ooh, we had to look at it again.
He really has to risk it. Keon Daniel's technique, of course, is sometimes very infallible, very sure-footed. He's falling at a good height. Successfully threw him off from what may have been an equalizer.
And after the play had gone, even Daniel had to give him a touch of appreciation for putting his body on the line in the manner which he did there, Keyshawn Hutchinson. It preserves a 1-goal lead as it stands for Police FC. They lead CUNUPIA FC 2-1 on this, the final match of round 3 of the Ascension Tournament of Trinidad and Tobago. Sunday evening action here from the St. James Barracks. Really determined chasing there by Kadeem Hutchinson forces CUNUPIA FC to keep this one in play, and eventually they turn over possession back to Police FC, and it's really a topsy-turvy sort of period or passage there. But this is Elijah Belgrave. He's on his bicycle and he's looking to get it across before the intervention of Maestro Mensah. So where did he get that burst of energy? Elijah Belgrave, he picked up the ball about midway into the half and just blew past his defender, who was Stefan Julian.
Yeah, I think bad manuals coming into play rarely for the police players. Some of them cramping up, as we can see, in their own 6-yard area.
That is Freitas.
Freitas. You really have to dig deep.
So this is Kadeem Hutchinson with duties. Over comes Freitas. They are 2-on-1 in outnumbering CUNUPIA FC, but here is Keon Daniel. He's fighting, he's scrapping, he's sticking in a leg, as they say, and eventually he wins possession. It's going to be a goal kick, is it? Signaled by CJ O'Brien. No, it's not. It's a free kick, because one of the police players would have gone offside, narrowly. This is Daniel all the way back. He's needed closer to the opposition goal, but he's all the way back trying to drive his team forward. This is going to be a turnover yet again. Really scrappy play there by Delon Jagasa. And Kadeem Hutchinson, he looks to be a really skillful player. The type of player you bring on with just minutes to play to, really put his foot onto the ball and slow things down. There's no need for them to be serving crosses, and you can see it on the faces of the Police FC technical staff, Richard Hood and company. This is Daniel. He pokes it out, aiming towards McDougall, who's come across to this side of the field. And Cady and Gabriel can't keep it in.
Really strong work from Gabriel, though.
This is Allen. Allen to McDougall. It gets a touch again of that man, Keyshawn Hutchinson. And this is Scalacci, Keon Daniel. Back to McDougall, that Tobago connection. Aiming at another Tobagonian. It's an inviting ball, but just too much on it there for Kevin Showtime Woodley. How many times would we have seen that connection on the beach soccer surface? Hutchinson, McDougall to Woodley, but this time it didn't work out. And again, 5 minutes have expired the 5 minutes added on to the end of this match, and the referee should be blowing his whistle just about now, as he does. Final score, Police FC 2, CUNUPIA FC 1. So it's Police FC joining CUNUPIA FC on 6 points, up to second. The only goal difference will separate them from a more, I guess, sort of indecisive placing. But in the meantime, La Hoquita Rangers would be watching this and smiling to themselves, because they remain in the lead in this one on 7 points. Really a lot to talk about, a lot to recap in this one. It was not the match that we anticipated in the first half, not at all as composed with the players as we expected, but certainly in the second half it came to life, if not by way of goals, certainly by way of physical action. It was a really physical match between these two teams. Yeah,
really testy moments coming, especially down into the end, as the CUNUPIA players began to get a little more frustrated with their lot. They eventually pulled back a goal, but Police triumphing. Their high press, their sharpness in front of goal. CUNUPIA will rue their chances, miss this in this game, especially we want to believe Woodley, who has been a standout for his team so far, unable to add to his 4 goals in the tournament.
I think he'll go home a bit disappointed this Sunday evening, because it's not for a lack of chances. He did have some really good sights at goal. Sometimes he could have brought players in, as he did on the goal which they eventually scored. So his decision making in and around that Adrian Fonset's frame wasn't to the best of his ability, as we know he could produce. So he'll definitely want to go and come again, replay this match in his mind's eye, and see how he could have, or how he could improve his performances, certainly his link-up play for the next time that they suit up in this Ascension Tournament.
Yeah, I'm sure lots of trust will need to be, re-examined as these players move into the next round. But we see the first half highlights here. This is Nanton.
It was a really physical one. This was Jabari Mitchell floating one in, aiming towards the back stick, and it was headed down nicely by Elijah Belgrave and came across to Freitas. But a good save by the substitute CUNUPIA FC goalkeeper. Lucas kept it out. He couldn't keep that one out. Gabriel Nanton serving it on a platter for Purcell, and it went in off the thigh of the player holding his head there, Dylan Jagasa. CUNUPIA came again in the second half. This was Woodley with a good chance. As mentioned earlier, he should have scored that. And this was Maloney getting himself into a rift with Gabriel Nanton. He escaped punishment for that one. Instead, it was Woodley showing a caution for arguing with the referee, and here he was again, Showtime, begging for a penalty, not given. And this was Maloney, his 3rd infringement. This one was spotted, the referee right on the mark, CJ O'Brien, and the yellow card as he brought the player away. Maloney wasn't interested, but he had to go. He had to leave the field his second yellow of the match. A red card is what it equates, and also shown a red in that one, Jabari Mitchell. CUNUPIA came again, and this was Woodley trying his best to get by Purcell. Again, the trust that you spoke of, Jovan, not shown there, but this time he had to, as the player went offside there. Eventually he came back on and laid it off to Keon Skilacci Daniel.
Yeah, I think it's testament to what was needed earlier in the match from Woodley. You know, just giving that ball away, putting it on a platter for somebody else to play into a more favourable position. But as it is, the game ends 2-1.
A missed opportunity by CUNUPIA FC to reassume their position at the helm of the standings, and certainly Stephen Defoe, the head coach of CUNUPIA FC, would have a lot to say about that. He's standing by pitch side with Ian Wason, I believe, and let's hear what he has to say about how those 90 minutes unfolded for his team. Michael Defoe, rather, who is pitch side with Ian Wason, to share his thoughts and comments on how this match would have unfolded as his team missed out on an opportunity to get back in the lead in this Ascension Tournament of Trinidad and Tobago.
So now, 2-1 win for Police over CUNUPIA FC, and of course I have got CUNUPIA's coach, Michael Defoe. It was a tough game, a feisty game, a physical game. 2-1 didn't go to your liking, but tell me, what do you make of the decisions that were made during the game?
When you say decisions, you're talking about the calls of the officials?
The calls of the officials.
Well, generally it was substandard. And that's what I think. There were at least five or six calls, a blatant hands, a blatant penalty call, 2-3 cards that were given out. It was an opposing team plays and so on. Yeah. So we call that a really tough game. It gives you the impression that you didn't come here to get a fair challenge. And, that is what you want. Everyone must start at the same point and, let football be the deciding factor.
Well, of course, in the first half, you mentioned the handle ball, a ball that was played into the hands, and then protesting the call, Lanzico, I think he was the one who got the yellow card. Now, tell me about that play especially. How that play sit with you?
It didn't sit comfortably with me, but at the time the score was 0-0. So, you allow it to go on. But as the game progressed, it seems a little more apparent that, things wouldn't be going our way today. So it took us a little while to adjust to that.
But apart from that, what are some of the positives you would take away from this game?
Well, the team responded well, and we just tweaked a few things, and we did well. And in fact, we played better with a man down, and we changed our approach to the game. All in all, we must say kudos to the team that came out victorious, because football was played on the day, and that's how it ended up on the day. And we will continue. This is only the third game in this, third game in the tournament. There are 15 more games to go. So, yeah, we'll be more ready as we continue to play.
Okay, then thank you so much, and all the best for the rest of the season. And that was Michael Defoe, the coach of CUNUPIA. Now I'm being joined by the winning coach, the coach Richard Hood of Police. Now it was a hard game, a tough game, and well earned the 3 points. In the end, both teams were a man down. Tell me, give me your take on the game.
Like you said, it was a tough game. I think we made it tougher than it really should have been, because we struggled to really get into a rhythm as to how we want to play. All right. I think a combination of the ball on this field added to the difficulty, right? And to be honest, a lot of questionable decisions by the referee. I don't know how he blows for a foul against the opponent and my player gets a red card. I don't know how that happened. All right, so I would love to know. All right, but kudos to the opponent. They did what they had to do. They worked hard. They made it difficult for us. But at the end of the day, I'm satisfied with the 3 points.
Coming back to that decision where your player was sent off, heard him demonstrating with the fourth official and saying he got all ball. Did you see the actual tackle that would have earned him that red card? And what would be your take on that?
Yeah, but all right. I really did not see the tackle. However, the referee did not blow for him for a foul on him. The referee, the Canopia player had the ball, all right, and he elbowed my player who was trying to win the ball, and that was the foul, and he gets a yellow card, a second yellow, so he's off. And why is my player getting a red card? And there was no foul on him.
And he got a direct red
card. And a straight red card. So I don't understand it.
Well, a lot of persons at the sidelines, they were saying sometimes it's very important in particular games, the right referee, because some games might actually be bigger than the referee. Some referees might be young in terms of experience and age. What is your take on that?
I would agree to that, with that to some extent. However, I've always found this referee to be competent. All right. This is the second game out of 3 that he's doing for me, and I'm very disappointed in him so far this year. Prior to this year, I always said to people that I thought he's a good referee, but I may have to change my mind now.
Well, all the best on the win. Well, all the best for the rest of the season, and congratulations on the win. And hope to see you next week again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And that was the winning coach, Richard Hood. And before we spoke to Michael Defoe, and thank you for joining us here. It's Ascension Football.